Hello there folks, my name is Spoonks. I saw two movies, so it's another double whammy review, starting with Mortal Kombat 2, which I did not enjoy. I wasn't the biggest fan of the first one when it came out, I just found it to be pretty lackluster, but I saw the trailers for the second one and it looked like a pretty solid improvement. But then I rewatched the first one and it got considerably worse, and then I rewatched the trailers for the second one again and it looked more of the same. And unfortunately that appears to be true because again, this was just not a winner for me. There are positives. I think the movie sets things up pretty well. I was actually pretty invested in what was going on at the beginning of the movie. And as with the first film, the best thing about this is the action sequences. They took a lot of inspiration from the games. They're very silly, very violent and over the top, but also really fun. This is where the movie really shines, with the fun tone and the silliness and the wackiness of it all. Lots of gore, very violent. And this movie works much more as an adaptation of the games than the last one. There's actually a tournament and it's actually about characters from the game, so Mortal Kombat fans will be much more satisfied with this than the other movie. Now on to my negatives. I really think the big issue here is that all the Johnny Cage stuff should have been in the first movie. I think we can all agree on that, because not only would that movie work much better as an adaptation of the game, but I think we are just retreading familiar ground here, introducing a character to the Mortal Kombat world, establishing the rules, all of that, and it causes it to be one of the many subplots going on here. There's just so many characters. We got to introduce the new ones, we got to reestablish the old ones, and just bring some other characters back just for the final battle at the end. It feels very muddy and unfocused, and because these characters aren't really interesting or entertaining to watch, I just don't really care about them all. I still don't think these movies balance the tone right. For every gratuitous, gory, violent action sequences, there's a bunch of exposition dumps and explaining the philosophy and world of Mortal Kombat. I really don't think it balances the silliness, and I think it takes itself way too seriously for a Mortal Kombat movie. The humor never landed for me, and nothing really feels at stake, because it's established in this movie that even though like a character dies a horrible, violent death, they can just bring him back. So when like a certain character is on the verge or even gets killed off, I just sit there and go, well, you can just bring him back whenever you can. It's not that major. So yeah, overall, I'm just not a fan here. I wish I was, but I just didn't find a lot to enjoy here. I know a lot of people really like this movie, and good on you, but sadly I think I just gotta sit here and shrug and just go, these movies ain't for me. And then I saw The Sheep Detectives, which was delightful. Now when I first heard about this movie, I thought it sounded really dumb and confusing, but I turned myself around after seeing the trailers. It actually looked pretty cute and charming, and thankfully the movie continued to exceed my expectations, because I found this to be really delightful and sweet. It's a pretty bizarre premise, but I think the movie makes the most out of it through sincerity and humor. I thought the movie was really funny throughout. The gags and the jokes consistently made me laugh, and it definitely does embrace the silliness every now and again, but it's also really heartfelt and sweet. It's kind of the Coco of murder mystery movies, where it deals with themes of death and coming to terms with losing someone who is near and dear to your heart, and I think it does that very well. It melted my heart a number of times throughout the film, especially near the end. I loved all the cast of characters, the sheep more so than the humans. They were all really charming and sweet, and seeing them trying to solve the murder was, again, really endearing and creative, and I think the filmmakers did a good job with the premise. They put out the clues very well. The animation on the sheep as well was really impressive. They look pretty real, but not in an uncanny valley way, but they don't look too cartoony where it's not believable that they're there. They struck the right balance. They're very expressive and very believable in the real world. And as a murder mystery for kids, I thought it was done really well. It's actually a pretty solid mystery. Again, for kids, I'm sure your mileage may vary, especially if you're an aficionado of the murder mystery genre, and some people might see it coming, but I didn't. It actually colored me surprised. It was actually a pretty solid reveal. As for my problems with the movie, I think that it takes a while for things to get going. There's a lot of setup at the beginning, and I was just kind of wondering, okay, when are things gonna really start moving for this movie? Like I said, I prefer a lot of the sheep stuff more than the humans. Not that humans were unbearable or anything, but I found them to be less interesting than the stuff going on with the sheep. And as I said before, it is a murder mystery film for kids, and your mileage may vary, so some of you may not find this as surprising or as deep as other murder mystery films you've seen before, if you're, again, an aficionado with this genre. But yeah, still, one of the biggest surprises of the year, the Sheep Detectives of all things, really won me over. I thought it was really sweet and a delightful family film. I definitely recommend taking the family out to see this. Again, I was charmed by it. And those were my thoughts on Mortal Kombat 2 and The Sheep Detectives. What were your thoughts on these movies? If you've seen both of them, which one did you prefer? And if you've seen only either of them, what were your thoughts? Did you like them? Did you hate them? Comment down below and let me know. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like this channel, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all the social media links right there. And until next time, everyone, stay sharp.